thanks for popping along and welcome to Kerry's Cards. We're going to make a lovely little topper for a base card today using some leftover strips of paper. This is the one I'm going to demonstrate how to make today. Some lovely purples, lilacs and pinks using some of the free papers that's currently available through the Stampin Up Sale-a-Bration. But just to give you an idea of others that I've done here, this one was some old papers from last year. We've got a masculine one there and a bit more romantic one there using some of the current red papers that we've got within this catalogue. So let's get crafting. What you will need, I'll leave that up the side there so you can see it all the way through. What you will need is a piece of A4 paper. From this we can make two base cards. I've already pre-done one here, and these measurements are 5 3/4 by 8 inches, and then I've scored it at 4 to make the card base. Then I'll just put these two on the side. We need a trimmer, which I've just left over here. We need a trimmer and some of our offcuts pieces of paper. So this is some I've already got leftovers from these cards that I've already demonstrated. But this is how I build my templates up. So I make a template and then scribble the measurements on. And I did it one measurement and then realised obviously there was a bit too much of a gap, so went back and tweaked it. So these are the measurements here, but I'll put those all on the screen as we go through. So the first thing we need is 3 pieces that are 1 1/8 by 3 inches. Now what you can do is you can take 3 pieces in one go, line them all up and do it that way, or I'm going to do one strip because I'm going to use my measurement guide that's on this side, because if I buffer it up that way it's nice and secure. So it's 1 1/8, that's one strip. Let's do this one as well, 1 1/8. This one, I'm going to do it this way for length because I want the length of it here in the pattern. So again, that's something else to take into account when you're cutting your strips. Make sure if you're going to put a pattern in, if you patterned paper, for example, this one here doesn't have any pattern repeat on it, really, you can go anyway. This one here, the grasses are going upwards, so you probably want to cut, if you want the strips to go down this way, you're going to cut a strip that way. If you wanted to go across, you're probably going to cut it across that way. So let's do it this way, 1 1/8. So that's 3 pieces like that. Now I said this one here, my grass is going that way, so I'm going to use this strip here for my bottom piece that's there. So my bottom measurement there is 2 3/8. 2 1 2 3, so it's just before the halfway mark, so that's one piece. Let's pop that. Then I might actually use the other side. See this nice pattern there? And this one needs to be 3 inches long. There we go. And then we'll take this one here. It needs to be 3 inches long as well. That one. And then this one going to be 3 inches as well. That looks a bit thick to me. Just checking that that's not too, yes, too thick. I thought that looked a bit wider than the others, so it's 1/4 inch. There we are, that's better. Then, so I've got all my big strips, and then I want my 2 small corners, which is 1 1/8 squared. So I might just turn that one over, so it's the opposite side. Again, 1 1/8. I'm trying to do all different patterns. So we haven't done a yellow yet. What's on the back of that one? It's a bit of blue. We've done the green. And what's on the back of that one? The green. Did we do on the back? We've done that one. What's this one? I'm going to go for the back of this one because it's a bit more pink. So 1 1/8. and then cut that at 1 1/8 again. So I've got 6 pieces of card. I've still got some strips left over there, so they'll be used for another card, no doubt. Let's pop that out the way. Now the base white layer, I've got one for the inside already cut and one for the outside. That are too big, so let's trim those down. So they need to be 5 1/2. I think my card base is too small. Yeah, let's do a new card base as well. 5 3/4. Let's go back to the beginning. 5 3/4. Score it at 4. Okay, that should be better. Painful to make it sit. So this is for the outside. This one is for the inside. So these are both measuring 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 inches. Let's put that there. So let's get our pieces of paper. Now I remember that one is our plain one. Let's pop this one down the middle there. I don't want yellow, I think I want the peachy colours. This one was going to go down the bottom. Let's put some pink up there. Now what I don't like is the green on the green that's there, so let's swap that one and that one over. So that's how I'm going to do my layout. So let's just get some glue. And we're going to start in the top left-hand corner, but that's because that's where I read a book, I suppose. No rhyme or reason. You could start whichever corner you want, but whichever one you do, then stop the alternative corner and make sure that you're leaving the same amount of white space around the top and the edges, because it's like almost classed as a frame. You see how I've done that there? Okay. And put these ones on here. This is the bottom one. Push that one up a bit because I didn't give myself much white space at the bottom. So the lines in between are quite thin. There we go. So that is our topper. Then I'm going to pop this one on top here. Good bit of glue. You could mount it if you wanted to on foam pads. Let's make sure I'm doing it the right way around. There we are. So that is the base of our card. All we need now is to add our little sentiment that goes in this white area here. So I've done different ways of doing it. This one we've stamped the image on and then I've cut some stuff out. So we're going to carry on doing it this way. This one I've just done one stamp layer on it, just stamped, nothing else. This one we then raised it. I put it on a stitch die and raised it up so it looks a little bit different. And then this one we did it again slightly differently. Again, stamped on one of the circle dies and put some ribbon behind it to give it a little bit more depth. So it's sort of building it up slowly. But this one we'll get our stamp set out, which is, she says, I can't find it. Because here's our stamp set that we're going to use, called Friends for Life. And I've used the best. And then I've used a different happy birthday on here, but I'm going to use this happy birthday for here. Get our best out. Get my silicone mat. Because we are using the just about fits that one. Now I'm going to use the lilac colour of the background, so I'm using the Highland Heather colour because there's no Highland Heather on any of the pattern papers we used. On this one, I used more of the Highland Heather, so didn't go back to that one, but I'm going to bring it in by stamping in the colour of the background. And I'm going to be very brave and just stamp right on top. And then I need a scrap piece of paper. To do my happy birthdays on. Will that work with wishes? Best wishes might go on there. There's all different ways you can utilise this and build this card up. Do wishes on that one there, it'll fit. This is where you just use the bits that you have. Let's do it in Melon Mambo. Bit of pink. That's wishes. And I'm going to do the happy birthday as well. Off. Get my happy birthday. I'm going to do it twice. Might not use both of them, but we'll see. A pair of scissors. I'm actually going to use, when I want to cut straight lines, I get my big scissors out because I find it cuts straighter. If I use my smaller ones, I tend to go a little bit too wonky. So I'm just going to cut across the top of the happy. And then again for this one. I almost feel when I'm doing this like I'm writing a ransom note. I promise you I'm not. Obviously this is saying happy birthday, which isn't too bad a ransom note, but that's where my head goes. Last couple. Okay. Not sure where I'm going to put them, but and then put that bit in the bin. And I'll use my small scissors to do the fussy cutting around the wishes. I'm doing this quite quickly. You can spend a little bit more time doing this. There we are. And then just pop the wishes on there. Good, that's it. I'm going to use some foam pads to put them on. Not that I've got many left in this bit. Let's see if we can make them last. And we'll go from there. Birthday wishes. And what would be fun with this is some nice sparkly bits as well. Birthday wishes, and then we'll do the same for the happy birthday. We'll raise those up. I think this might be a bit big. Over there. Does anybody else use every single bit of foam pads that they can? Not wasting a bit. Not a single bit. Let's get rid of those bits there then. Oh. Ooh. Let's get some new ones. There we go. Can use some new ones now. New sheet. Now I've used everything up. Where did the birthday go? Anybody see where the birthday went? Did I throw it in the bin? Oh, okay, well, we'll leave it at that then. We won't put the other birthday bit on. So there you have a very quick, simple card. Just using some leftover scrap bits of paper. Should we put a bit of sparkles on? We really should, shouldn't we? I think some of these look nice. These are the Riverside Irregular Pearls, but they sort of pick up whatever colour is on the card. You'll see what I mean. I think I'm going to go for the teal greeny coloured ones and put some up here. And put a couple down here. There we go. Just a little few to lift up the card. So there we have a second version. See, even though it's the same card or papers that we use, same pack of papers, it looks slightly different again because of the colour schemes that we've used. But here's some of the others examples for you to see. Lots of different ways that you can utilise that technique and using that layout. Now remember, don't forget what you can do is if you've got some odd pieces of papers that you're not sure on, then get some plain stuff and build it up that way and then write on the thing so you can keep that handy at all times. All right, thanks for crafting. I hope you enjoy making yours, and like and subscribe, and don't forget to give me some feedback and some comments. Many thanks. Bye-bye.